What is good, Boom Bap Nation? It's the Boom-BapHistorian back for, of course, another album review. This one is, I believe this came out in April. Been sitting on it for a little bit. If you've paid attention to the channel, or if you were a watcher from my previous channel a few years ago, you'd know how I feel about Chino XL and, unfortunately, his untimely death. As we're coming up on almost, I believe it's the 1 year anniversary of his passing. We had the previous album that was released, and that was Darkness and Other Colors. Besides the fact that I've always known and have said that Chino XL to me is one of the best lyricists in the game. What was really special about that album is it's Chino XL, and I've always wondered when an artist passed. I mean, just how much music are they sitting on? How much music was Chino XL sitting on? How much music was Biggie really sitting on, or Big Pun, Sean Price, like all these dudes. But I was also I'm also been a really big fan of Body Bag Ben, and there's always probably some reluctancy. I remember listening to Here to Save You All, which is one of my favorite albums of all time. And I think that a lot of people are probably a little bit nervous when anytime an album comes out after an artist passed. I mean, we seem some of these experiences where the albums just are not that good. But here we are, almost a year to the day when Chino XL passed. And I get an opportunity to listen to the I guess you could call it a new project, but this is Chino XL and DJ Fokus with Map of Bones. Now this was really this material is from 2008 to 2012, but what's really dope is the fact that it feels new, and maybe it's because it feels new because it's never been heard before, at least by the masses more than likely. Sure, within the estate and family, of course, they probably are familiar with this material. But with reluctancy, is like I dug the last project, and let's check this out. And a couple of things are apparent. One, Chino XL will always be and go down as one of the greatest lyricists that hip hop has ever seen. It's just a fact. Metaphorically, historically, as you've heard Chino say in one of his rhymes, he's just an amazing fucking lyricist. And you kind of get the vision of how he was outside of the rap game as well. But here he is, Map of Bones, 2008 to 2012 was the material this was recorded, and this album did not disappoint. This is a fantastic album. The production, I feel, was right there, because sometimes with lyricists, the production will hold up. I mean, one that sticks out is Cannabis. I just felt that Cannabis is an incredible lyricist. Or his earlier projects, I just didn't care for the production. His later projects, I thought the production and his lyricism kind of met. So as this album starts off with Hard to Kill, Chino just kills the verses. Absolutely dope. Die For is track 2. Not Okay and Monster back-to-back dope tracks. I've Seen Till Death Do Us Part, and another really dope track. Capable, Keep Digging, another really dope track. The Search, I really dug the beat and the rhymes and everything on the track Numb featuring Rock C. You First, and then You First Part 2. Those are tracks 11 and 12. 2, I think you First was a little bit longer, but I dug the beat more on Part 2, so I enjoyed Part 2 more. Still Sailing is a really dope track, and then I really dug the final track, Map of Bones. So overall, I was just truly pleased by this album. I wasn't sure what to expect, because sometimes, in the past, I've heard albums after an artist passes and they just don't hold up to it. Or maybe it's just tough to listen to because that artist is no longer here, and all you have is whatever previous material they've released or the unreleased material. And so maybe that's part of the nostalgia in it, but I was pleasantly surprised, and I was so glad that I was having an opportunity to listen to this project and get to reflect on the life of Chino XL and what he's brought to hip hop, and particularly me with the release of Here to Save You All and what that project meant to me. Besides it growing into one of my favorite hip hop albums of all time, really, in my opinion, it wasn't since Rakim that I feel there was a lyricist that was that potent, and he showed it, and he went at everybody, and he could back it up, and he backed up those claims, lyrically. And there's not many dudes that can hang with Chino lyrically. And don't take it from me, I guarantee you there's a lot of MCs out there, I think just before he passed, I believe, or maybe it was just after, he had that track with Rakim on Rakim's EP. So, yeah, man. So, unfortunately, man, it's always going to be Chino XL all day, every day. Everybody misses you, man, and thank you for the material that you've had out there. So glad they're putting it out for the fans. So, Chino XL, DJ Fokus, Map of Bones, recorded from 2008 to 2012. A solid 4 mic rating. I believe an absolutely great rating for an absolutely great album. Chino XL, we love you, we miss you, and salute to hip hop.